Hi guys, so in today's video we are going to repurpose spoiled milk. People think when it's spoiled you cannot use it, but we Balkan people found a way to repurpose anything, and I mean anything. So we're going to make kefir with this. It's like yogurt, similar to yogurt, and it separates because we're gonna make a casserole or pastiche as we call it with this milk. So the first step is to boil this to separate the layers. So we're gonna put this to boil. I am gonna fill this until it can hold everything. You can put this like this, but it becomes too liquid if we want a thicker base. I think this whole thing can fit. Okay, I'm gonna leave a little bit space because it's gonna boil and it's gonna rise up anyway. If you want to avoid the spilling, you can put oil around here, the rim, or a wooden spoon will help it not overflow because of heat and water. Let me just put this here, and we're gonna wait until it starts boiling and bubbling on top. So see you when it boils. And while this is boiling, before we add the pasta, you can see that this already started separating. This is what we need, and it's gonna become more like yogurty, and we're gonna drain it and everything. You guys are gonna see. So meanwhile that is boiling and cooking, I have put 4 cups of water and we're gonna cook the pasta al dente. I want to add salt because it's better to salt the water before you cook. It doesn't really matter how much salt, but not too much either. But I'm just gonna do a sprinkle, and I think that's enough. So I have a strainer in a bowl, and I am going to take the strainer and strain out all the pieces like this until I get enough. So continue doing this. If you have cheesecloth, that will be great. That will be actually easier. And I'm going to continue doing this until I get enough. We collected all the kefir. Now the water is boiled. We're going to add pasta, and again we're going to cook this al dente. So we're going to cook this al dente because it is going to cook in the pot inside the oven. So I added the pasta in the water. We're gonna cook this al dente because it's gonna cook in the pot in the oven. We have the kefir. I am going to add half a stick of butter, feta cheese, and 2 eggs. So while this is hot, we're going to add the stick of butter. It is room temperature or softened butter. And we're gonna mix it because it's still hot. The butter is melting because it is really hot and it's almost dissolved. Then we are gonna break feta cheese in the mixture. You can use whatever cheese you want, but feta cheese is the traditional route and way that we do it. So you can also add seasonings, salt, pepper, and any seasoning that you want. So to make my life easier, I am going to break the feta cheese in here and pour it in there. I have like a half a block of feta cheese, and if you want to add more you can, but it depends on the size of your dish and how much you're making. Hello, it's okay. So after you broke up your cheese, doesn't matter if it's finely shredded because it will melt and like break down in. I am gonna get every inch, but don't worry, because I am gonna add the egg in here because you need to beat the egg before it goes in here. So I am going to add the eggs. I have 2 eggs again in here, and I'm just gonna whisk these so they can break, so it doesn't clump up in the mixture. And get every inch of feta cheese from the sides. You can add more or less, depends what you want. And so just a reminder, don't forget to mix the pasta because it will stick to the bottom of the pan if you don't. Mix it constantly. I am gonna mix this up and we're gonna add the pasta in here. Meanwhile, I am gonna add salt and pepper. Put how much you desire. And salt. We like using sea salt, but not as much because you put salt in the water and the cheese and everything else, and the salted butter will make it too salty as well. Mix until everything is combined, and we're gonna wait to pour the pasta into the mixture. So we're gonna preheat the oven now. I am gonna preheat it to 380 and cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes, but you can see on top if it's done or not. The pasta is doing the finished in boiling and it's al dente. We're gonna drain this and we're gonna come back to put everything together. So we already drained the pasta. Our pasta is ready for us to add the mixture. The oven is preheating and try to cover the top. We're going to cook this halfway and we're going to add an egg wash. We will come back when we're going to do the egg wash. So try to mix the pasta with it. If you want to be extra, you can add some cheese on top. We're going to add some more cheese on top, and you can add whatever cheese you want. So we're going to put this in the oven for 380 and see you then. So this is done and it's beautiful and gold on top. We put an egg wash on top, and this is better to let it cool down and set up, because if you don't, it's still really hot and still liquidy inside. So I'll give it around 5 to 10 minutes before serving to your guests. And that is pastiche made with expired milk. Who thought? Who thought? Now this is ready to serve. Bon appetit!